This is a story out of one of my favorite books of all time. And it's about a shopkeeper who wanted his son to learn the secret to happiness. So he sent his son out to learn from the wisest man in all of the land. So the little boy went out into the wilderness for 40 days until he came upon a mountain where a palace sat on top of it. The little boy climbed the mountain and into the palace where the wise man lived. But the wise man was busy entertaining guests. So the boy had to wait 2 hours for the wise man to pay him some attention. And when the wise man came to the boy asked the wise man, "Wise man, what is the secret to happiness?" The wise man said, "Look, I don't have time to explain to you what all the secrets to happiness are. But what I want you to do is I want you to go out into my palace. And I want you to see everything there is to see. And then I want you to come back. And I want you to tell me what you saw. But before you go, I want you to take with you this spoon. And I want you to put 2 drops of oil in it. And be careful not to spill a single drop." So the boy went off. And he was focused on not spilling anything out of that spoon. And so when he came back to the wise man said, "So did you see my palace? Did you see all of the great libraries and the gardens and the paintings that were on the ceilings and the wall? Did you get to see it?" And the little boy, embarrassed, said, "No, I didn't. I was too focused on not spilling any of the oil out of the spoon." So the wise man said, "Go back out into my palace. I want you to marvel at everything you see and come back and tell me." So the little boy, relieved, said, "Okay," and went off. And he went out and he saw all of the paintings that were on the ceiling and on the wall. He got to see the great garden that took the gardeners 10 years to make. He saw the mountains that were outside of the palace. And he came back and he explained to the wise man in great detail everything that he saw. But the wise man looked at him and said, "But what about the oil that I entrusted you with?" And the boy looked down, and there was no oil in the spoon. The wise man said, "I'm going to offer you some advice. The secret to happiness is to marvel at all of the world, all the while focusing on the oil that's in your spoon." What's so powerful about that story is we often get caught up in all of the marvels of this world, but we forget about those things that are really important to us. So as you're going about your week, I want you to ask yourself, what's in your spoon? Is it your children? Is it your spouse? Is it love? Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's your relationship with God. But whatever's in your spoon, remember the secret to happiness is to be able to marvel at everything that you see around you, never forgetting the oil that's in your spoon. Don't forget to support me by going to my YouTube channel, Darren Mitchell Inspires, and hitting that subscribe button. The link is above or below, depending on where you're watching. And as always, my good friends, be blessed.